Good evening, folks. How is everyone doing today? I just did this beer. If, like IPAs, this is not a bad one. It's their experimental series. And so each rotation through, it's just awesome. They come out with new flavors. And this one was peach, pear drop, and dragon fruit. And they don't put fruit in their beers, it's all through the hops. Always interesting. And while I am not an IPA guy, I tend to find these beers really, really good. So what the fuck? We did a beer. And we did a couple others for shits and giggles. Because one good beer deserves another. And so I thought we'd shoot through some headlines. I will start today's headlines with what I consider a bit of good news. So, Omaha, which if I remember correctly is in the great state of Nebraska. Omaha bar owner will not be charged in killing of black protester. First, let's stop talking out of our ass. He's not a protester. He's a rioter. I'm not saying he's a looter. I don't know for a fact that he was looting. But he's running around causing vandalism and destruction. Prosecutors said video shows James Scurlock was shot dead after he jumped on Jake Gardner and that it was self-defense. You know what? I'm not going to sit here and say he was a bad guy and he had a horrible life, but the tattoo fucking eyebrow pretty much precludes you from having a job with the fucking people. Prosecutors said Monday they will not charge the white, oh my God, how dare he, Omaha bar owner who fatally shot a black protester this weekend after reviewing video of the incident and deeming it an act of self-defense. The actions of the shooter and the bar owner were justified. Douglas County Attorney Donald Klein, or Kleiny, I don't know how he pronounces it, said at a press conference. The decision may not be popular. Oh, well, I guarantee it's not going to be popular. How dare you shoot him? You, you're a white supremacist and a racist. You don't understand cultural diversity and in their culture. Yeah, well, you know what? If your culture is not compatible with the culture of civil society, it's not civil society's fault when you play stupid games and win stupid prizes. You know, people are freaking out because Trump said that's it, we're fucking mobilizing. I left it to the governors. The governors aren't doing dick. Now, mind you, the governors that aren't doing dick to quell these protest riots, we'll get on that tangent in a minute, all seem to be Democrats for some reason. I'm sure it's just a coincidence that Democratic governors and mayors think it's completely okay for people to behave like fucking rabid animals because Orange Man's bad. Just saying. I gotta work on the editing software because I have some really awesome fucking memes I'd love to throw up right there in these. Anybody knows how to fuck with Director 365 from Cyber Media, whatever? Fucking hit me up. I need some goddamn lessons. The tutorial guy on the fucking YouTube, he doesn't work for me. I'm just saying, I'm a crotchety old white guy. I need you to speak to me in short, direct sentences. And you need to show me what I need to fucking do. Don't drag it out. Don't color it up. I try not to color it up too much. That being said, oh, Omaha officials, apparently fearing the decision would fuel further unrest, counseled businesses to close up early, and protesters began gravitating to the old market area where Skurlock had been killed. Well, at least they said killed and not murdered, because he wasn't murdered. As I understand how this happened, my computer is fucked, folks. It's the screen. Need to order a new one. I actually went looking for Memorial Day sales and couldn't find anything I needed. I need enough RAM to fucking make these things work. Oh, it's gonna piss me off. Hold on a second, let me get this fucking fixed. Alrighty, I got a broken wire or gizmo or gadget or thingamabob or who's-ma-what's-this, but anyway, they reviewed footage. The footage showed Gardner, a 38-year-old ex-Marine, and a 68-year-old dad were standing outside their bar, the Gatsby, where the windows had been broken in, as protests stemming from the killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis devolved into vandalism. Let me say this for you in English, since they're talking out of their fucking asses. The second generation of slow gazelles who have never had to deal with any repercussions for their actions decided to go wilding and behave like antisocial little shitbags. And were smashing shit because they were so angry that some guy whose name they didn't even know was now dead because Whitey killed him for racism. And so it's their right to go out and just devolve into subhuman creatures. That's what the phrase protest stemming from the killing of actually means. The father walked down the street to confront the young black men, the people who had just smashed his fucking windows in, shoved one of them, and then got decked and pushed back about 10 feet. Well, if he got decked, his ass would be on the floor, not pushed back about 10 feet. Another example of a slow gazelle writing an article who has never been punched in the face. If you've never been punched in the face, you should go out and have it done so you know what it feels like before you write the story. The younger Gardner then confronted the group and showed that he was carrying a gun. Don't know if he brandished or not. I don't know what the brandishing laws are in Omaha. Suddenly, the video shows two of the young people charge at Gardner and knock him into a puddle in the middle of the street, at which point he fired two shots he claims were warnings. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to fire warning shots. If you withdraw your weapon, you're supposed to withdraw your weapon to defend your life. That's how it is in Arizona. I don't know about fucking Omaha, but I'm pretty sure Wyatt Earp would not have approved. The duo then ran off, and then James Spurlock jumps on top of him, Klein said. Gardner fired over his back, hitting Spurlock in the clavicle, killing him. This is all I can imagine him doing. If he fired over his back, it had to be like this. Okay, so this is the only story we're going to do, and I'm going to keep this video short. He's a dumbass. What did I say yesterday? You don't brandish, you don't show, you de-escalate and walk out. They punched his old man and pushed him, and he went to go defend his father. That's fine. They pushed him and threw him into a puddle. I don't know if you can consider that a threat on your life. Did they push you into the puddle and then back off? Or did they push you into the puddle and then say, we're going to stomp your fucking head in now that you're on the floor? If they said, we're going to stomp your head in now that you're on the fucking floor, you have every right to shoot them. No warning shots. Warning shots are fucking idiots. And they're illegal because you can kill an innocent fucking bystander. There's that whole law, Casey's law, Kaylee's law, whatever the fuck it is, about firing guns into the air on holidays because bullets go up and then they come back down. It's called physics and gravity. It's a fucking stupid thing to do. Every bullet that comes out of your gun, you are responsible for. That being said, the moron jumps on his back, I'm guessing, because Gardner had to fire over his back to hit. It's got to be here if he's got to fire over his back to shoot him. No? Did he snake one arm all the way around here like Mr. Fantastic and then shoot him while they were face to face? So, what I am going to say is, for everybody that had heart failure over Ahmaud Arbery, whatever his fucking name was, I watched the video. I've watched a lot of video. Molyneux, of all fucking people, the Canadian philosopher, has 2-hour-long videos breaking down the history, breaking down the relationship, breaking down everything. Did a fucking amazingly spotless job on this. I'm going to assume that Stefan Molyneux does his research, because he always has in the past, and what he said is the straight dope. That being said, the thing that I took away from the first viewing of that stupid videotape was dumbass with the shotgun and dumbass who was jogging into people's abandoned houses looking for stuff that needed to be rehomed so it wouldn't be lonely. Both made huge critical errors. Did the father and son have the right to pull him over to question him? I don't know. They said it was a citizen's arrest and they were going to detain him until the police showed up. I don't know if it's legal or not. Nobody fucking ever told me. Not a cop, not a lawyer, not a judge. I don't fucking know. Here's what I do know. If you come up to me with a gun, and I don't have one, I'm going to be polite. I'm not going to get my black up. I'm not going to say you're racially profiling me. The guys pull up to me with a pair of guns and a truck and say, hey, what are you doing? Nothing, minding my own business. Well, we want to talk to you. Tell you what, I'm going right there. When the police show up, you can come with the police and talk to me. Until then, fuck you. You know what I don't do? I don't run around the truck. The other thing I certainly don't do when dickhead gets out of the truck with a fucking shotgun is grab the shotgun by the barrel and try to take it away from him. Now, here's what I will tell you about that. If you're trying to take my weapon away from me, I am going to assume that you're going to use the weapon on me. This is called common sense. I'm not going to let you take my weapon away. That is not happening. He got shot in what? The chest and the belly with the shotgun because he was pulling on it in somebody else's hands? Well, I don't know how you hold a shotgun. But from what I saw in the video, he had the shotgun at low ready. He didn't have it pointed at him. Had it at low ready. Dumbass grabs the gun and brings it up and pulls on it. Well, when you pull on it, you're going to engage the fucking trigger finger, you fucking moron. I said the other day in a video that I was a racist, but I was a real racist. I wasn't one of these pussy-ass, I don't like you because of your skin color racist. I don't like the entire human race racist, like a real racist. I was wrong. Apparently, somebody lit me up and told me what I actually am. And I'll explain to you my belief system and see if you can piece it together before I tell you what it is. Everyone has the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Not a problem with that. Did you watch the movie 300? Where the Spartans would take the deformed and the defective as infants and kill them. See, I'm a horrible human being. Because to me, that made sense. You weren't breeding slow gazelles. See, we breed too many slow gazelles now. So apparently, since it is my belief that we should devise a system of testing, like an IQ test, but it needs to be extensive, and it really does need to be vetted. Spin this back a second. If you have an IQ below, I believe it's 85, you cannot serve in the U.S. military. Like that guy. Because if you have an IQ below 85, they can't train you to do menial tasks. What I heard, take it for what it's worth. I believe that if you have an IQ below 85 and you're incapable of being trained to do menial tasks, you have your right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We'll find a place for you. We'll make you happy. We'll let you survive. I don't have a problem with that, but you can't breed. We're not passing those fucking genes on. This is a problem for people because there are people out there that believe it's okay for them to breed with reckless abandon and then shirk the responsibility of breeding with reckless abandon by deserting their children, by aborting their children, all kinds of horrible, fucking disgusting things. Here's my view on abortion. I'm not having one. I have a uterus. I'm old. So, if I knock some broad up now and she comes back and says, I'm pregnant, we're going to have a baby, and I'm 56 years old, it's my fault. I have to bear the brunt of the responsibility. Am I going to be happy? No. Am I going to be dead even sooner? Oh, I guarantee. Kids are a fucking lot of work, man, and having them this late in life is a bad idea. Except I only wish to strengthen the gene pool. I only wish to improve the genome. I don't give a fuck what color you are. I don't care who you are, what you believe, other than if you're dumb, I don't want you having 10 or 12 children. I don't want you to be fucking Lenny and the rabbits. You understand? Because what happens is you crush the fucking rabbits. Fortunately, they don't. And then your rabbits produce more rabbits because it's just the way it is. I used to drive a school bus. We had a kid named Donald on the school bus. We're at 19 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up. A kid named Donald on a school bus, and Donald was deficient in the upstairs. And I never drove his bus. I drove a bus for like 2 years when I first moved out here. Job's a job. What the fuck do I get? Donald was special ed. Donald was deficient. Donald did not get to sit behind the driver because Donald found his penis. And then Donald found out what happens when you rub your penis a lot. Mentally upstairs, the kid was like, I don't know, 18 months, 2 maybe. I never had to deal with him. My buddy Jimbo did, though. He used to tell stories, boy. Donald was an interesting character. Donald was also deficient. Much like Donald, the low IQ crowd, when they discover sex, practice it with wild abandon. The problem with that is, it makes more of them. So, in case you haven't figured it out by now, apparently, I'm a eugenicist. Well, if I'm a eugenicist, I don't see the problem with it. It makes sense. Limit the defectives. Create a better gene pool. Advance the species. I'd like to be in fucking space at some point in our fucking culture. Like, really in space. Like, fucking traveling through space. We ain't gonna do that as long as we keep feeding them slow gazelles and let them making more and more slow gazelles. That's all I'm gonna say, folks. Alright, thanks for popping in. Appreciate you putting some eyeballs on here. I'm sorry the computer took a shit on me, otherwise we would have done real headlines, but it took a shit on me, so I need to buy a fucking new one. Folks, have a nice evening. Been nice talking to you. If you do run across this luponic distortion, it's really not a bad beer. It's pretty fucking interesting. Am I gonna buy it again? No. But I'll drink all 6 without fucking having an issue either. Skål, my friends. And remember, wrap your pecker before you decker. Otherwise, it's really costly on the back end. Salute.